Teyana Taylor came into the public consciousness in the 2000s with a force that seemed almost inevitable. She had the body, the charisma, the appearance, and the support of influential people in the field. Each and every according to the headline. This girl had the potential to top the charts. However, there was another, less foreseeable element hidden in the shadow of that promise. The formation of the music business and the capacity to spot celebrities, elevate them to the status of icons, and promote them. That same machine was given to Teyana. However, the system didn't always rotate in the same way as gears grinding without oil in her favor. She hasn't had the same success as other singers of her age who made a smooth transition into pop cultural icons or radio heavyweights. Even after collaborating with actor Pierre in what many refer to as a public relationship, her most recent record was a total failure. And we believe we understand why. The yearning of a Harlem girl with aspirations too lofty for her environment was mirrored in Teyana's early years. Hip-hop's many soundscapes served as the foundation for her influences. Together with R&B that ruled the streets, she was surrounded by performance, dance, and style from a young age, frequently referred to as the girl who might exude anybody present. The business took notice of her early enthusiasm and placed her in Pharrell Williams' orbit. Signing to Pharrell's imprint should have marked the start of Affable. His co-sign was the kind of recognition that most up-and-coming artists could only hope for, and he was one of the most influential producers of his time. She joined Pharrell's Star Trek team, imprint of entertainment. According to Teyana at the time, Pharrell was really eager to start a family. He was therefore thrilled when Teyana began referring to him as Pops, as Teyana referred to herself as Skateboard T, and Pharrell dubbed himself Skateboard P. Their relationship grew stronger. Even their outfits matched. Oh, isn't it adorable? Authenticity and rawness were key components of her early persona. When streetwear and MySpace aesthetics first emerged in the 2000s, dominance made it difficult to distinguish between underground cool and mainstream fame. Thus, Teyana was a good fit. She wasn't made up. She was a natural artist who appeared to adopt the way of life she advocated. That genuineness seemed for a split second to be her ticket to longevity. After that, the machine was activated. To provide Teyana with the most exposure possible, in 2008 she released her debut single, Google Me, and had an appearance on MTV's My Super Sweet 16. The song was listed on Peaked at number 90 on the Billboard R&B hip-hop singles list. You're right, Auntie Regina? Although it wasn't a huge hit, it was sufficient to get her name out there. There was a belief at the time that this was merely an appetizer or the start of something far bigger. Or so she believed. Her working partnership with Pharrell was nearing the end when the single was released. Teyana acknowledged that she had held him in high regard and was heartbroken when he failed to defend her from outsiders who started to handle her career poorly. Teyana claims that Pharrell enabled others to separate them and was too non-confrontational. Those who knew Pharrell's history were not surprised by that. His label was said to have a bad reputation for roster mismanagement. In addition to waiting for their albums to be released, artists have also talked about waiting for marketing and a sense of purpose. For instance, Khalees. In her public statements, Khalees has expressed her dissatisfaction with Pharrell, saying that she was clearly deceived and misled into believing that the earnings from her first 2 albums would be divided equally. Her tenure on the Pharrell label ended, and her first record was never made available. In a field where attention is money, every delay sapped her momentum, and the excitement that had been generated around her name started to fade. Although when her peers, like Rihanna, became wildly successful, Teyana was left unsure of what to do next. And this is precisely what occurs when an artist receives industry recognition without receiving funding from the industry. Teyana's success looked indisputable after she left Star Trek and signed with Kanye West's Good Music in 2012. Being coached by Kanye promised both recognition and legitimacy. Since he had transformed the cultural hub of hip-hop, Teyana was featured on his compilation album Cruel Summer 2012. Her voice floated over songs with some of the game's most formidable names. Theoretically, this was the link that would ultimately enable her to the general public. However, the way her music was released revealed a different picture. Her first studio album, 7/2014, was well reviewed by critics, but got little label support. It didn't even have Kanye's ass on the CD. What a shame. After debuting at number 19 on the Billboard 200, its momentum quickly waned. She wasn't firmly established in the public eye by the singles. By then, it was obvious Teyana was underappreciated despite having skill. Worth keeping, but not worth investing all of your money on. Oh, tink tink. When Kanye debuted his music video for the song Fade during the 2016 MTV Video Music Awards, it had a little Teyana and Iman Shumpert, her baby daddy and future husband, were dressed to kill, to take advantage of the publicity she was getting. Teyana believed Kanye's label would release her second album soon after the premiere, but Kanye failed to deliver. Kanye's label didn't release her second studio album, KTSE, until 2018. There were several good personal songs on the album, such as one about how she and I men enjoy having a third person in their bedroom. She experienced the anger of her followers who were let down by the song's lyrics. Consequently, she replied on Twitter to a follower who has, "I enjoy getting down with my hubby occasionally, but that doesn't mean I don't respect myself. Therefore, go have some whack-ass sex and stay put. Wait for me." In a conversation with the dating app Bumble, she also acknowledged that she was the one who started their interactions in the song Issues Hold On. She makes references to potential marriage problems while examining all the unpleasant emotions that accompany being in love in the spotlight. However, nothing truly worked, no matter how much she disclosed about her private life. At number 17, the album just about made it to the top of the charts. That is to say, no one was looking for her, or Teyana, music. Her next course of action was the same artists do when they need to revive their careers. She went to reality television. 8 episodes were originally planned for the reality show Teyana and Iman, which debuted in March 2018. However, when the performance started following episode 6, there were speculations that Teyana and Iman had broken up after he was discovered to have cheated on her. At Ninja, she gave birth to their September 2020 second daughter, Rue. Then, in 2021, they agreed to participate in We Got Love, Teyana and Iman, a brand new reality show. However, following a triumphant debut season, the more breakup rumors were fueled after. The show was not renewed for a second season. As we now know, Teyana and Iman's marriage was severely damaged by financial difficulties, infidelity, and discrepancies, and claims that Iman was envious of her professional success. The album, her second album, was released on June 6, 2020. That's original, I see. Oh, I see. In the midst of the COVID-19 outbreak, Teyana hosted an album release party. She gained considerable attention after holding a party and disregarding quarantine regulations. As opposed to the CD, well, she just can't win. Following the experience she declared her retirement 5 months after the album's release. Following a string of setbacks in the industry, while visiting Sip and Smoke, a restaurant owned by Cam Newton's series, Teyana claimed that she felt invisible and moved away. She was also dissatisfied with the way she was treated by Kanye's label. "I felt like the label wasn't really seeing and hearing me," she continued. "I didn't feel valued. Thus, let me put things on hold for a little while for the sake of my children's mental health and well-being." She concentrated on other initiatives like appearing in the film A1 in 2023. She declared her separation from Iman in 2023. Even though she wanted it to be a friendly get-together it became a heated, stinking disaster for the sake of their daughters. In a prior video, which is linked in our description box, we explained everything. After the divorce from Aman was finalized in 2024, Teyana moved on to Aaron Pierre Mufasa. Rumors of a romance began when Teyana and Aaron were seated together at February 2025 will see the American Black Film Festival honors. The mother of two appeared to confirm their relationship the following month when she posted pictures of peepstos. Of them at the Oscars in 2025, they essentially made their romance official in June 2025, when they were spotted kissing during Aaron's surprise 31st birthday celebration. Aaron makes a brief appearance in the music video for Teyana's new single, Long Time, which was released that same month. Fans saw that Aaron's thing was thanking him as he shimmied down Jennifer Hudson's Spirit Tunnel, and now he was enjoying his moment. Thus, naturally, people believe that Teyana was reviving her by using him for publicity. Career that is struggling on. August 22, 2025, her own label, Tailor Made Enterprises, released her fourth studio album, Escape Room. On the Billboard charts, it made its debut at number 67. Oh fuck. Perhaps she needs to do something else. Perhaps music isn't for you. It might be Maybelline. Aaron was unable to bring her luscious cakes back into the spotlight. You're so messy, Misty. The juicy cakes? No. The kind of public relations ploy that frequently appears calculated on paper but has little effect on a career's actual course is Teyana's choice to promote Aaron as her new love interest. In the amusement industry, pairing is a tried and true method for making headlines and maintaining brand awareness. However, in her instance, the action has highlighted the discrepancy between relevance and visibility. The connection seems like a meaningless show. Aaron is seen as a rising star in some quarters, but his profile doesn't fit Teyana's requirements for broad public recognition. An artist must be in a position of cultural dominance for a PR partnership to genuinely expand their reach. Someone who contributes both consumer influence and media attention. To put it another way, she needs someone like Jay-Z to be by her side. His presence doesn't result in album sales, streams, or steady media momentum, but it does produce Instagram reports and Twitter criticism. The visuals of fans and critics alike can sense the desperation that the connection highlights. She runs the risk of being drawn into a relationship that seems planned, eroding the genuineness that used to set her apart. Viewers are astute enough to spot when a pairing seems forced and, instead of enhancing her profile, raising doubts about her intentions. Credibility is damaged by that suspicion, particularly when the music itself doesn't draw attention to itself. I'm uncomfortable with this analysis on her behalf. Lord, ooh. In this nowadays, people's attention spans are short and stunts don't last long unless they are paired with innovative content. Not a single hit or eighth a romance turns into a headline with no follow-up accompanied by a viral moment. For Teyana, who has been attempting to persuade the public that she should be listed with the most well-known R&B artists, this type of insincere attention does not advance her cause, doesn't enhance her artistic identity. Instead, it makes more noise. Teyana has long yearned to be seen as a major force in music, but it's not staying. For her, fans seem to be more interested in her personal life, her passion for eating women's fish, and the problems she was experiencing with a man's community penis. Tacos. A bastard. Come on now, please. You didn't have to say it that way. Now. You didn't have to phrase it in that manner. Teyana is still battling for the fame that she once had in spite of this recent failure, appeared assured. She continues to long for the day when everyone will see her completely. Whether we'll just have to wait and see if she ever gets that chance. Please let us know if this video was enjoyable below. Thank you for viewing ShadePod 2.